What's up, y'all? It's your boy CG here, back with SFW Pod. Where we craft conversations and curate quality, right? Episode 1. We're gonna have the young OG, Mrs. Callie Watkins, give us a couple questions, give you a little more insight into our company, give us a little more understanding of who we are, why did. I'm gonna turn it over to her.
These are a couple questions that people have asked us often in person at our events and online as well, so we figured we'd just come out here and kind of share. They'll mostly be answering the questions because they do a lot of the actual woodworking stuff. But how did you come up with the name of your business?
It's a great question. Now, my name is Fox, but they say genetically you receive your mom's dad's hair, and my mom's dad has a near full head of silver hair, so I will hopefully one day turn into a silver fox. But to go along with that, the products that we do make are tiny and beautiful as a silver fox is.
All right, moving on to the next question. What is the story behind your passion for woodworking? I know you both might have a little bit of different answers, so Fox, if you want to start.
Yeah, I can start here. We both started woodworking since we were able to walk into the shop. Our dad has quite the hobby of woodworking. Some might say our wood shop that he built is bigger than our house, but we've been hauling around wood, working with wood, and making all kinds of projects since we were really little. And learning that skill and learning the work ethic, we would have days that are just wake up, go to school, come home after extracurriculars and get in the shop, work on a project, go to bed again and again and again. So having those kinds of days and building those skills, but also learning lessons along the way, at least for me, growing to love it and growing to not be tired of it is really how I describe it.
To kind of play on to that, the skills we learned from our dad gave us almost an excuse, but pretty cool stories in the gifts that we gave to family members, friends, our parents themselves. I mean, it's not fun to make people cry, but when they're crying over a handmade gift that you made them, it's a pretty cool experience. So, kind of rolling into how we started this company, it's just trying to give that feeling to people the same way we've been able to even Callie, our parents, friends, and family.
Yeah, and obviously I didn't grow up with the same woodworking skills and experience as you guys, but when Fox and I started dating, I think it was my birthday was the first holiday to come around, and Fox had made me a homemade like pen out of wood, which I had never seen before and was, the craziest thing. And also candle holders, and I got picture frames, and every single holiday was something different and special. And I mean, seeing my own reaction and my family's reaction to these amazing things that he could make and did from heart and were things that I like actually needed and used. So I think that's kind of where my passion started for like wanting to get into Silver Fox Woods more and like make this thing actually happen, because people do really care about the work that you guys do, and I think that the world should see it too.
Amen to that.
One last question here before we wrap up this episode. What inspired you to start crafting cutting boards and charcuterie boards specifically?
Well, the basic answer is bread, paper, a little extra cash on the side. I'll kind of take over for Fox because he's a little too humble with this one. As everybody knows, in America, school's a little expensive. And when these two went off to college, I took a little bit of a different route. But with Fox playing football, Callie and a bunch of extracurriculars, them taking a full class load, it's like, how are we going to make money to pay for school? Not saying that that's the only reason we started the business, but using the skills we already had to make a little extra income on the side, that was kind of the beginning. But Fox can talk about how it's evolved.
Yeah, I mean, specifically cutting boards and charcuterie boards, given the space I have here. So my roommates are nice enough that I can take over the small garage we have. But space and startup cost to really make something that is quite special. Cutting boards and serving boards and charcuterie boards like that are easier to make with startup costs. So given we have a tight budget, that's what makes it easier along with space. We've made giant desks, dining tables, and things like that, but you do need a little more space for those things. Now, how this company has evolved is, I mean, as we grow bigger, we get, better and bigger tools, able to make bigger and better products. So as we keep evolving and having more products in our line and be able to offer more services, I mean, the sky is roughly the limit when it comes to what we can really offer.
I think cutting board wise, we've seen this a little bit. There's a lot of cutting board companies out there, but what sets this one apart?
That's a great question. Gage, do you want to start on this one?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I could go a couple different avenues with it, but the main thing is like we want to make not only the best products in the world, right? Like we want to give our customers the best cutting boards, the best serving trays, without a doubt, but also the personalization of what Callie is able to do. I joke like me and Fox aren't very artistic. You can call the stuff we do art, but when Callie is able to take somebody's handwriting and put it on a cutting board, like that's pretty nuts, right? So, yes, obviously quality is number one, right? Even if it was just a simple cutting board, we want it to be the best for our customers. But the personalization, the idea that you're giving the best gift you can give, that's something special to us.
Also, along with that, I mean, for starters, get rid of your plastic cutting board.
That's so real. That's so real.
This is not, but um, when you do use a plastic cutting board, metal knives quite literally shave that plastic off and it gets into your food and then in turn gets into your body, and that is a toxin in your body. So get rid of your plastic cutting board. Now, there are other cutting boards like steel and bamboo and stuff like that. I mean, we'll hit on this later, but when you're messing with steel knives against something steel, it's very hard to keep that blade sharp, which does point to wood being the best option. So if you are going to get a cutting board, it might as well be wood. Now, as for us, we have two styles of cutting boards. We have our long grains and our end grains, and we make these cutting boards with attention to detail. We curate quality, right? But the way we make them are, especially our end grains, are made to last 20 to even 40 years, nearly a lifetime. That is, I guess, what sets us apart in the sense of our charcuterie boards.
It's an investment, but when you have to buy a new one every 3 years anyway, at that point, you might as well have one that you can keep for those 40 years and, like, potentially, if it's customized to your family, like, pass down to your kids and be something that they use with their families as well. So that's also a pretty cool thing. This kind of wraps up episode 1 for us. Thank you guys for listening. Please subscribe, like, do all the things. We appreciate you.
And as always, how we end every call. Love you guys. Bye.
Love you
Love
back.
you. Bye.